Welcome back to Fairy Tail Anime Review Episode 75. We're here reviewing episode number 17 of Fairy 20's Quest. Excuse me. Which is known as... It's not that one. Strength to Live. Now, this is the penultimate episode of the Wood Dragon arc. And I can confirm that the next episode will be the final episode of this arc. Yep, last one. And then basically, who knows how long the Moon Dragon arc will last for. I did look how long it lasts for. It's the same exact length as the first arc. 27 chapters, so we could see this done in about 7-8 episodes at most. Now, if you're curious, how many arcs are there for Fairy Tail 100's Quest? Okay, when it comes to story arcs, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are currently 7 story arcs for the entire series. Yeah, 7. And Wood Dragon arc is only the second arc, and we're only 17 episodes into the series. And in the case of Moon Dragon, which is our next arc, that's 27 chapters. But then we have the Grand Labyrinth arc, which is... Let's see, 10 plus 22. That's like 32 chapters, that one. Gold Owl arc is 31 chapters. And the current arc of the manga, True Dragon Festival, started with chapter 154. And I think it's only up to like chapter, I think like 170, I think it is. Uh, 173. So this arc, the current arc is only like not even 20 chapters in. So far, the current arc that is adapted right now for the anime, this is so far, out of these 7 arcs for the whole series, this is the longest out of the entire series. Excuse me. Yeah, that's quite interesting, the fact that it's like that. So... Here's basically what's adapted for this very episode. We have the Brandish Omake adapted for this episode. Yes, I looked up basically when it was published. It is right after chapter 60, which is the final chapter of this very arc. Excuse me, it's called Brandish on a Town. Along with adapting the rest of chapter 57. The entirety of 58, 59, and the first 4 pages of chapter 4. Chapter 4, 60. Now, I get the reason why they included the Omake for Brandish. Because it seems completely random at best. And this kind of basically shows how she got to a particular point, which makes total sense they included this. Because I'm sure basically the manga like, wait, how the heck did she get there so quickly? Well, and why is she there? Well, the episode starts out with this, so Brandish is basically holding an ice cream cone. Looks like to be 8 flavors of ice cream. Now you think, wait a minute, this one was very thin, like very skinny, and she's eating this whole thing. Well, my guess is she must either decrease her own body weight for this, or she probably has good cardio. That's my personal guess, because the only character we see eating a lot, but he puts on weight, is the character Droy. Now, Ursa is a massive eater, but yet she's massively thin. My guess is because of all the armor she wears that kind of burns like calories while basically walking weird those damn things. So at least she has a way to basically burn off any calories. Brandish just walks around what looks like to be like a swimsuit and a coat and high heels. That's basically her attire, along with the chain that covers the top part of her chest. And yeah, that's her outfit. She's had it for the entire series. And then she, like, at the she asks me, this sounds kind of like. And then she overhears, oh, there's a parfait. So she has parfait, and then of course she hears like, oh, something on distance. Yeah, that's the like one of the orbs being destroyed, and then obviously hears all the ground shaking. Of course, there's battles going on, and of course, basically, she's like, can I get another parfait? And they turn like, oh crap, the cafe's been destroyed. Nobody's there, and we'll get back to it later on. So, in the case of Gray and Juvia, they battle Martro, and they can't technically beat him, of course, go to the main body. So then, of course, Juvia tries to use her own water to basically go after him, and then he absorbs her because she's water, and tries to absorb her basically using his tree method. So Gray's like, oh, it's like she's source of your strength. He's like, yes. And then she starts overheating. Becomes boiling water. And this is quite funny. So, and then you basically turn her into like she freezes her and then becomes basically an ice hammer. And then they combine magic, which they did this also in a filler episode, believe it or not, which they made this spell canon with this very episode because when they did this in the main series, in the original series, they did this in a filler episode. Here, they did it in a canon episode. Which probably makes this the first spell I could think of where it was originally done in a filler episode that was made canon, thanks to a canon episode, because they never did this in the original manga. They never did. And my guess is that Hiro Mashima, the creator of the series, he must have been like, that's a cool spell. Cool attack spell. I'm making it part of my manga. But he forgot to put it in the main series while the anime was airing, so he figured though, okay, I'll put it in Adventure Quest. And he did. Yes, he probably thought that. Yeah, then they beat him. And of course, he's he's knocked out. Meanwhile, though, with Jalal, by the way, before we get to that battle, after the brandishing, between the brandishing and the battle, there is a 3-minute recap of the previous episode. Yes, believe it or not, we spent about 3 minutes with a recap, even though it just aired just the previous week. Now, why the heck they decided to include this, I don't know. Crunchyroll probably had no choice but to include this, given the fact they're probably told they have to keep everything and they can't cut this out because, yeah, this recap is completely unnecessary. Yes, I'm not sure why that the studio, I think it was JC Mix Season, I'm not sure why they included this for. This was so bizarre. So, yeah. So after Mirror, and of course we have Jalal take on Gears, and he is very sluggish, and it turns out he's been covered by a spell of Gears, and he looks like he's about to be defeated, and then he gets a dream sequence where you have Altair show up, which is interesting because this woman's not dead. It's just that she used a spell and it aged her to be like in her 80s. So we went from a babe to, well, an old lady. And then he basically just, get this, he proceeds to pass the spell that was cast on him onto a personality of his, Siegfried, who is from the original series, who was basically portrayed to be Jalal's twin brother. Yes, seriously. And eventually he's Hispanic crime sorcier, which is interesting. Yes. So, yeah. And then uses power, thanks to removing the gear stuff, to proceed to destroy Gears. And then the Abaddon, well, the final Guardian, basically at this point, I had to realize, though, because just 2 episodes ago, the first Guardian Wolf was destroyed by Natsu, and then Doom was destroyed by the weakened members of Fairy Tail, and now this episode have 2 Guardians. They mentioned have 5 Guardians, so all the Guardians we saw defeated, he had the Abaddon one over the King. He is the last one, so basically it's like, and then Shishio, like, basically it's like, watch everything, and it's like, oh yeah, he's like the only one left, so he's like, yeah, and of course mentioned, oh yeah, like, mentioned he's take out the other guys, including his own brother, Ignia. He's like, He's like, yeah, we should wear the same father, but I don't call him my brother because his brother is Zareth. And he doesn't mention, oh yeah, he's the Black Wizard. Yep, very cool ending. Love this episode. And, oh yeah, also Brandish with the whole thing with her. She does see everybody and like go dry in size, and then Jalal says, "What do you look at me for?" And it's the crappy replacement for Jalal because David Wade quitting. They decided to replace it with an actor who, let's be honest, this guy sucks. The guy who replaced David Wade, David Wade who played Jalal. He did a great job with the character, and now he's replaced by an actor who freaking sucks. It's like, I love his portrayal of Jalal. It's all because of the stupid thing Crunchyroll did to him. We can't have him back anymore. So he quit the anime because of nonsense with Crunchyroll over the fact that basically opened his private mail and distributed stuff that was given to him by his fans. Yes. And the thing is, the president of Crunchyroll said he investigated, but nothing else comes since then. So, yeah, we had this crappy replacement. Unless, of course, they can find a way to have him return the Fairy Tale going back to the studio. Like, you can do what Kyle Herbert does. Record from home. And send it that way. So you don't have to come in. Because David Wade is Jalal. The guy who replaced him is not David Wade. And it's not Jalal. It just seems like an impersonator who's just trying his best. But he's not very good. Yep, so yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do the dislike button. Well, I'm actually doing this first time during a weekend, not during the week. Next one I'm going to work on is going to be the 7 Deadly Sins, the 4 Nights of the Apocalypse. And this probably will be my last anime due tonight, because I probably don't have more time afterwards to do any more, okay? But this next video later. Bye.